already. It's been a while since you've seen me. As of right now, it is November 13th. I think it's a Wednesday. It's Wednesday. And, of course, I'm obviously in a hospital. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't want these people being like, who's she talking to? Anyway, so, quick backstory as to why I'm in the hospital. Monday night, Monday night, I fell asleep at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up at like 2:15 with severe chest pains. And I waited a couple hours, and then I came into the ER. Sorry, my nose is really itchy. I wish I had a place to put this, but I don't think there's anywhere high enough to put it up, and I can't use it I usually hold my camera with my right hand, and I'm hooked up to things. So, anyway, I had chest pain. Came up to the ER. Spent all day yesterday, which was Tuesday, in the ER. I completely forgot what I was saying. A nurse came in here. What's it? I look like shit. Oh my god, eyes are all puffy and everything. So I was in the ER all day yesterday. Did tests. A million tests. Finally got admitted. The pain has caused my gallbladder. I have to have it out tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully they can get it out quick and easy, and I get to go home tomorrow. Yeah, so that's where I am right now. I'm on a lot of pain medication, so I'm kind of all over the place. And it's like there's noise and everything. I'm like so tired. I haven't slept, barely slept. On top of that, there's a bunch of other stuff going on. I think I'm being moved at some point, because right now I'm on a cardiac ward, and don't know why. So they'll move me. See about what's going on. I don't really know. But that's just kind of an update for right now. I'll be updating more once I get moved and all, because there's a whole other backstory to this. It's not just... I've been in and out of this hospital for over a year now. It sucks. It sucks. I miss Lacey. She's not here with me. I need to ask if I can have her come see me, but it sucks because I had so many plans. I wanted to film and edit and make so many plans, and then I get here, so. And I'm sorry about the pump in the background. It does make a lot of noise. So anyway, I'll check in a little bit later. Hopefully I get moved to a single room and I don't have to be awkwardly vlogging in front of people, because that would be me. But anyway, I'll see you in a little bit. Here's my view. Lovely. Just showing my lunch. So we got cream of potato soup, chicken broth, chocolate pudding, which is really, really good. And I think that's ginger ale or maybe apple juice. I don't remember which one I got, but one or the other. This is very bland, but it's not that bad. This is better than it was last night, because last night was like oil and water. It's actually has some salt to it today, so I figured I'd just share that. I'm starving, so I'm gonna eat up. It's been a rough one. What do you have? You have chocolate pudding and juice. Is that good?
No, just take the underwear out.
Hey everyone, so I moved to a different room. I had to get another IV because the one I had on my arm started leaking. Then I got another one in my hand and that one blew, so now I've got another one over here. So yeah, It sucks. Anyway, it's going on 8:30. So I'm probably gonna get more pain medication soon and then go to bed for a little bit before they wake me up to get something. I don't know. I'm exhausted. I've barely slept in 3 days. So I probably won't film before the surgery because I'm probably not going to be like, I'm going into it at like 7 a.m. I don't know if I'm staying another night or if I'm just going home tomorrow. We won't know until tomorrow, but hey everybody. So you can't really see me because I really don't want to turn the light on right now, but it's like 5:15 in the morning and my surgery is booked for like 7, I think, or 7:30, so they just woke me up to like wipe me down with something. I don't know what it is, like a cleaner or something. I don't know. The closer I get, the more nervous I get. I've never had an open surgery before. I've only ever had like kidney stone removals, wisdom teeth removal. I had a colonoscopy and upper endoscopy. So that's called. I can't remember. Upper and lower. I want both. I've been put under before, but I've never actually had like anything or like an organ taken out. So I don't know. The closer I get, the more nervous I get. Anyway, probably won't see you before then, so next time you see me, I'll be all stitched up. Fingers crossed it goes laparoscopically and I don't need to go with a big incision and I don't need to be here for like 3 more days. I want to go home. I'm so ready to sleep in my own bed. I miss my baby girl. So, anyway. Yeah. Bye. Hey everyone. So, it has been a long time since I picked up the camera. So, anyway. Alright, so I'm really sick. And that's why I sound like this. I ended up getting my hair done. So let's say the last time you saw me, that the last clip where I filmed then the morning of my surgery. So it was November 5th, 15th, 14th. I think it was the 14th. I don't really remember what the exact date was. Right now it's December 4th, so it's been a while. I didn't film after surgery, mainly because I completely underestimated how much pain I would be in. Like, I was in a lot of pain. Plus I was having issues, like, with the floor that I was on. Like, originally, when I first got admitted, I was on the telemetry ward. And I didn't really explain that at all, so I'll explain that real quick. So, I was on the telemetry ward on a heart monitor because I have an abnormal EKG reading multiple times. So, because of that, I need to go see a cardiologist. I already know that I have, like, severe heart palpitations and, like, all that, so I guess that's part of it. I don't know. So I have to see a cardiologist for that, but that's why I was on that floor. And then they moved me to another floor, which was I don't know if it was just like a surgery floor or a gastro floor. I really don't know. But I had a lot of issues with that, with being on that floor. I'm not saying they didn't care, but they just, like, I would call a nurse and they wouldn't come for hours, and I wasn't hooked up to fluids when I think I was supposed to. They were prescribing me medications that I can't take, and it was like kind of back and forth. And I'm not gonna get too into that, but like I had one nurse that I loved, but there was another nurse that he was just kind of I don't want to say mean, but he just looked at me like I was being ridiculous or something. I don't know, like, how much pain I was in. So anyway, the day of the surgery, I was supposed to go home that day, and I fought to stay for one more night because I couldn't move after surgery. I couldn't get up. I was in a lot of pain. and I was on a lot of pain medication. I also have a hard time waking up from anesthesia. Like, it takes me a long time to wake up. So I'm gonna go through what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna go through like what happened from the last clip to pretty much now. So we'll figure this isn't gonna make any sense, is it? I'm not making any sense. I'm not making any sense. Anyway, they took me back for surgery. My dad was there with me, and I guess it was like an hour from when they took me to the room to when I actually went into surgery. I don't really know the times. And they wheeled me back. They gave me medication that makes you loopy before surgery, and I've had that before. And I remember being in the OR and just looking around, and then I don't remember anything. So I guess they gave me like a sedative or something, and then the next thing I remember is choking on a tube. And I don't know if this was them taking out the breathing tube or if it was them putting it in. I just remember like choking and being told to stop choking and to swallow. So it's like, I mean, of course I'm like so looped up. I don't have my eyes open. I don't know what's really going on. And I just remember hearing a nurse say, swallow, you need to swallow. And then I remember shaking like really bad and feeling like I was shaking. And another nurse said, why is she shaking? She shouldn't be shaking. And then nothing. And then that's it. I don't remember anything else up until I woke up in recovery, where I was in a lot of pain. They gave me like 3 doses of pain medication, maybe 4. I don't really remember. I remember like kind of opening my eyes and looking around for a clock, because it's like the first thing I do, because like, I don't know, I guess when you're like out like that, you have no idea how long you've been out. So I looked around for a clock. I remember it being like 9 something in the morning, so I wasn't in surgery very long. And then they moved me back to the room, and I was just kind of in and out until about like 12. And that's when they were like trying to push me out of the hospital. Like, you need to go, you need to go. And I was like, I can't even walk. I mean, I woke up from surgery and had to pee, like not woke up from surgery, but was like woke up in the room probably around noon and had to pee so bad. But I had those weird like inflatable things they put on your legs to stop blood clots. And I called the nurse and said, I really have to go to the bathroom. So I needed help getting up. And literally 10 minutes passed, 15 minutes passed, and I couldn't hold it anymore. So I just ripped the things off my legs and I crawled myself to the bathroom as good as I could. And I went, and then like even then a nurse never came. Like after I peed, I went and laid back in bed. I threw the things on the floor because I didn't have them on my legs anymore. And they eventually a nurse came in and asked why I didn't have them, and I said, oh, it's just because I had to pee and no one came. She's like, well, you should have called. And I said, I did call multiple times and nobody came. So that was like my issues with that ward, going back to what I was saying before, as it was like it wasn't urgent or whatever. So, and I never had that experience in the hospital before, because usually I go specifically to a hospital that is further away because I can't stay in the hospital, my local hospital. Because every time I go there, it's completely overlooked. It doesn't matter what is wrong with you. They just send you home. They send you home. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to do surgeries. It's just... So I go up the road about like 30 minutes to another hospital that I always liked, but this was like my first bad experience in that floor. So earlier I had mentioned that I was in this hospital before, and I did make a clip of me explaining why, but I deleted it because it was really like, I kept touching my face and it was weird. So last time I was in this hospital, it was 2 months after Lacey was born. So it was beginning of April of 2018, and what had happened is I had a kidney stone. And I went to my local hospital to get it checked out, and that was in March, so like March 23rd or something like that of that year. I had a kidney stone outbreak. It was the worst pain I was ever in. It's worse than childbirth and labor and all of that. So I went up there and they took an x-ray. So, oh, it's a kidney stone. And then they told me I needed to follow up and I'd pass it. So they discharged me from the emergency room. And then I followed up with a urologist, and they're like, well, we'll give it to May for you to pass it. Because it was, at that point, it was 6 millimeters. A 6 millimeter kidney stone, which is pretty big. And then what had happened in April, like 3 weeks later, I spiked a fever, and it was like 105. like 105 is the highest it got, and I fought that for about 3 days. So I was constantly taking medication, like Tylenol, because I was breastfeeding at the time, so I took Tylenol to knock the fever down. But every time I would pump, because I exclusively pumped, I would spike another fever. So I had to stop pumping because of that, mainly because I had to go up to the hospital again. And this is when I went up to the other hospital, because I'd called my doctor and he said, go there, don't go to the local hospital, go up the road a little bit. So that's where I went. And they thought the fever was being caused by an infection, like that the kidney stone got lodged and I had a kidney infection. So they admitted me, hooked me up to antibiotics. The next day I went in for surgery to have a stent placed, like a ureter stent. And they said there was no kidney stone, there was no blockage. And I was still spiking these fevers. So what actually the fever was caused by was an outbreak of cold sores. And it was like an initial outbreak. And if you've ever had that initial outbreak, it can be really bad on your body. Plus my immune system was not good because I was only 2 months postpartum, so I couldn't fight it. But I had cold sores in my throat and then in my mouth, so I didn't really know that they were there, other than the pain in my mouth later. So at the day after they placed the stent, they actually came in, I told them about it, and they came and got an infectious disease doctor to come in and look at it, and he actually told me what it was, and then I was on antivirals, and that knocked that out. After that, once the stent was in and they scheduled me to have the surgery to have the stone blasted, because it was at that point 8 millimeters, I was not passing it. So that was going to be outpatient. So after the fevers were gone, they sent me home. And then 2 days later, I ended up back in the hospital with something called C. diff colitis, which I got because I was on the antibiotics. I was on so many antibiotics for like a week that it like killed off all the good bacteria in my stomach or my gut, and everything went bad. So I went back and I was there for another 5 days because of that. And then after that, like another week later, I had the surgery to have the kidney stone removed, another stent placed, and it was just like back and forth with all that. And then I've been in and out, so up to this point. So that's pretty much just my history in the past year and a half, because I did mention that and I cut that clip out. So after that, going back to what just happened now, after I had the gallbladder removed, I stayed an extra night in the hospital and I got discharged the following day. I went home and I didn't bother picking up the camera. I was still in a lot of pain. They did it laparoscopic, so I have 5 small incisions. And the stitches are out and everything's healed now, but so far, because of this, I've been having other issues with my stomach because I have IBS, and I've had that my whole life, and nobody really warned me that removing the gallbladder might make that worse, and it did. So I've lost a ton of weight. I can't eat anything, and I'm working on that with other doctors, so I guess I'll have to keep you all updated with that. As far as my videos go, right now I don't have a schedule. I don't have any planned videos. I want to hopefully film this week quite a bit. We've got some Christmassy things coming up, so I'm gonna vlog that, but right now I'm working, so we'll see how that all goes. And I know this is a boring vlog and then me just rambling on about my health, so that's okay. That's alright. I have like no voice. Anyway, now that I've been going on for 12 minutes, I'm gonna end this here. I'm gonna say thank you so much for watching and sticking around. And I really hope to see you in the next one.